So I want to uncover a little bit of an undervalued payment solution for you guys. Let's find out what this is. So, welcome to the channel. If you are new, please do subscribe, hit the bell button, like, and obviously throw in a comment. Let this go further. So, I want to talk about obviously Crypto.com, which is on the screen. There's been a few, just a few little issues. Obviously, a big bug made Ethereum go to the moon. Interesting. But there's all kinds of people in my Telegram and stuff like that. Obviously, link below if you want to jump in. Issues with it in terms of getting access, withdrawals, getting cards, support. It's a pain in the ass. So, they are, in my opinion, struggling. I still use Crypto.com. I do think they are pretty good. I've never had any issues, but to a new customer, it's not the greatest start in the world. But we are going to come on to this world of payments and finance in the crypto space. Now, for me, overall, as an individual, I feel that the world of finance in cryptocurrency is the easiest way to explain what it is. If you can kind of demonstrate that this is actually a physical payment solution, needs a card, you can use it in an ATM, you can use it at the shops, whatever, that's a good place to be. People in the normal world will be like, oh, okay, I can see the relation, I can see how it's used, okay, I'm more interested. Whereas if you start talking about blockchains and DeFi and yield farming, they're like, oh, confused. So let's talk about something that I want to talk about. Debit cards, crypto cards, banking, regulation, go. This is what the plan for this video is. And you're probably going to see something in this video that you're probably going to get a little bit excited about. Because there is stuff coming. It's just one of those things, right? It's an exciting time, in my opinion, for finance. Simple as that. So, when you look at articles and you look at debit cards that you can use right now, you got the main ones. You got Platos, which I've covered before, Wirex. You got Monif, which I think is still around. Revolt, pretty shit. Crypto.com, CryptoPay, there's all kinds of other ones. There's loads and loads and loads, right? But some come and go. Some come and go. It all depends on the model that they're trying to achieve. Now, when you start to think to yourself, long-term potential, in my opinion, is some great things out there which will, in my opinion, scale. We know the token models are the Crow token. We know the token model of the BNB token, which are very, very good in terms of allowing sustainable growth due to utility. That is a big thing, but there's one thing we're not mentioning within that is regulation. Cryptocurrency is a regulatory sort of area is black. There's nothing there. There's not even a glimmer of hope at the moment anyways. There's all kinds of stuff, in my opinion, for this industry to evolve. I think we need regulation in some ways. We need to have buyer protection, all kinds of stuff like that in case of issues. And I want to come on to issues in a bit in terms of hacking and stuff like that. So one thing I want to suggest here, there is a coin out there for an investment that you can buy right now that is not on many exchanges, is under $11 million in market cap. It's only a BEEP2 token to a Binance Chain token. It is, in my opinion, under the radar, but it is also in some sectors quite well known. I'm going to mention it right now. It's called Kasha. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this and why I'm explaining this is because worlds of finance, in my opinion, is quite simple. Buy and sell cryptocurrency. The word banking as well is an issue with cryptocurrency. This aims to solve that issue. Now, it's a crypto-friendly business account. Now, I want to talk about this. I had issues with my own company setting banks up for cryptocurrency-related businesses. I've already seen tweets recently from certain people that people have had their bank shut down because they've been running businesses related to cryptocurrency. That isn't on. That isn't right. And this aims to solve that. So crypto-related businesses are underserved by banks. That is obvious. You can just look on Google, Twitter, you'll find people on Reddit, on Bitcoin.com, Bitcoin forum, and you'll see people talk about that all the time. It's a very, very interesting issue. Now, this aims to solve all the issues of that for business and also personal banking, which is obviously key. And we're going to come on to that in a minute. But in regards to this, it is pretty, as an ecosystem, as an element, it is big, in my opinion. This is, in my opinion, massive. And you've got the world's biggest element of cryptocurrency, in my opinion, is that currency word. Whenever I talk about finance, people go, I don't want to spend my crypto, I just want to buy and hold it. Well, that's fine. But for it to evolve, people need to use it. Transactions, volume, interest. Yeah, get the picture? So with this in mind, this aims to solve a lot of problems as a company. And this is only going to be a very, 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 by the way, brief outline, okay, of what this physically is. Okay, a very, very brief outline. But as I say as well, it's a potential investment for anyone that's interested in the financial sector. But for me, it's a punt that's worth having for me, definitely 110%, because I think it's so undervalued, and this whole area of niche in terms of finance, I think just going to go like that. It's just going to expand, it's going to blow up at some point. And you've seen with the world of DeFi how it works. But in terms of personal use, you can obviously get involved here with a UK current account. So if you're in the UK, definitely interesting. So this could be used in similar terms of the likes of a Monzo card, for example. And it is a crypto-friendly account. So if you are self-employed and you are in the crypto space, or you trade a lot of crypto, this is the sort of thing that you should realistically be looking at. And most importantly, all the wallets as well. So with this in mind, there's a definite service, but I will do, if you want me to do another video on this in terms of a more of a use case sort of element and going through it in more detail, I can. But this is more to show you what is here. And what is here, in my opinion, is an undervalued asset, which is derived from that model that is done very well with other tokens, majorly under the radar. Because one, it's not on big exchanges. Two, there's something I want to mention about regulation in a second. It hasn't happened yet, but we're going to come on to that in a minute. So one thing I want to mention as well before we go into this in more detail, everything in the world of crypto, in my opinion, needs regulation, in my opinion. They've had an issue recently. If you go on the news, you'll find it, and I'm going to talk about it anyways. Is there was an inside job of a hack with this company, which is shit. But every single exchange, every single company that you can think of in crypto have had these sort of issues. And one thing that will solve this in an easy way is obviously regulation. Why? Protection of assets and money. These, as a company, are currently right now going through FCA approval to be regulated by the FCA. That would enable them to become the UK's first cryptocurrency bank. Now I've probably perked your interest. That will then allow money to be insured up to £75,000, massive in the cryptocurrency space anyways as a personal holder. As I say, every single exchange has been hacked at some point, whether it's a derivative exchange, whether it's a spot chain exchange like Binance, whatever. It happens, it's shit. It's the world of an unregulated body, the cryptocurrency space, it happens. So that FCA announcement that is potentially imminent in the next coming weeks could make this become quite a sought after token because of where it's attached to and what it is. This is not just a payment mechanism for cards. It is up and coming to be a bank. Now, what have we seen recently? Kraken have recently just said that they have applied for all the regulatory body stuff to become a US crypto bank. This is the pretty much the cryptocurrency version in the UK. So, Kasha, I've just basically just thrown this at you and showed you that this could become the UK's first crypto bank, which is absolutely massive, in my opinion, absolutely huge. But, as I say, as a human, as an investor, there's risk attached because it's still relatively new. But these are where the money is. This is where the punts are. This is where they're finding the undervalued gems. So if I just quickly just jump onto CoinMarketCap just to show you some certain things, I want to explain as well risk reward. Now, I just mentioned the word risk. Now, a lot of people will jump on this, in my opinion, when everything's hunky-dory and good. In my opinion, I think this is majorly undervalued when you consider the fact it's only, 10.8 million market cap. It's got a decent amount of volume coming through it. It's got a decent supply. But, as I say, it is majorly undervalued. It's been a lot higher as well. So, where would you think, in my opinion, or your opinion essentially, this would go if it is a regulated cryptocurrency bank as a token? Well, that's where the interesting things align. So when you look at this, again, I will do a further video on this at some point regarding the elements of this and how it kind of works. In terms of the token, it's on the Binance DEX if you are interested. And as I say, there's going to be all kinds of stuff over this in the future in terms of how it works. So it's a currency created by it. It powers the Cash ecosystem as a native Cash platform. Cash has multiple use cases: staking for personal banking, paying for transactions, and maintaining the average balance and other services. So it is a utility-based token. It will be used like the Binance token. It'll be used like the Crow token. It'll be used like all the other tokens out there that is used for financial payments. They do well. We know they do well. The model is there. And you can see here how it kind of works. And as it is a Binance chain token, it's obviously got a lot of backing from that world as well. In my opinion, I think this is majorly undervalued. When you look at the chart, there's not much data in terms of the chart. This is a weekly time frame. As I say, it has been a lot higher. It's obviously had a bit of an explosion recently, but the market is coming down. This is only the weekly time frame. This is not the greatest layout in the world, by the way. I will say that. It's not on my normal trading view. But for me, overall, I can't help but wonder what's gone wrong with this. Coin Paprika, come on, sort your life out. But for me, this is a definite fundamental hold. If you are looking for something just to buy and hold, whether you put in a couple of $100 into this for the long term, this is a sort of thing that you need to do. And I often talk about buy low, sell high. Find stuff that no one's talking about. Find stuff that there's stuff coming in the pipeline that may be of interest to the world when it happens. Oh, Cash is going to buy $100,000. What? I know it's an exaggeration, but that's the sort of mentality that people have. So, oh, well, that was $1, now it's $10. Buy, please. Don't be that mentality. Look now. Do your research. Find what you like and what you want to hold on to. But as I say, there's good and bad with this. There's all kinds of good, but there's bad attached to every single thing in the industry, and that just always happens. So don't worry about it, in my opinion. Wherever you put your money, it's risk in an unregulated market. We all know that, it's obvious. But for me, have a little look at this and give it a look. But if you do want to buy this, obviously, as I say, Binance DEX, do your research, obviously. It's a massively important thing. But the token has utility. The token is there. You can buy it. You can store it on all kinds of good stuff in terms of ledgers and whatnot. So for me, overall, as a person, buy low, sell high. You can't go wrong with that. Obviously, risk appetite is key. What do you fancy?